Hello, good afternoon, guys. So, I wanted to make a quick live, real quick, for y'all. And this is a very important message for clients. Okay. Very important instruction for you guys to follow. Okay. Of course, you guys know that I do give you guys bathing instructions. I give you guys meditation videos that will help you. But this is pretty much a universal instruction that you have to do. 3 words: watch your mouth. You want me to break that down for y'all? Stop saying certain things. Stop speaking negativity. Okay? Stop doing that. Don't do it ever again. Doing that slows down your manifestations. It does. I don't believe necessarily, I feel like magic and witchcraft is like probably 80 to 90% skill set and knowing how to connect and knowing what to do. But I feel like the other 20 to 10% is your words. Do you think about it? You are a part of the work that you do or the work that you get from me. Do you think I would ever do a spell or a ritual and right after I was done, oh, that ain't gonna work? No, I wouldn't. Most of y'all got into the situation that led you to me because of a lot of negative blocks on your consciousness, okay? Here's a big one. Here's a big one, please, and I want y'all to listen to this. Please stop saying that you live in a world. I live in a world where black people can't make it. I live in a world where older people are discriminated against. I live in a world where, you see what I'm saying? Stop saying that. I want you to throw that out of your vocabulary. Please don't say that because I am a shaman, and part of what I'm doing for many of you is we are reality shifting. That's what it requires. It's going to a regular witch is not going to mean anything. Okay? So I'm still a witch. It don't matter where you go saying negative things, but that's a big one because when I do work for you, you are literally like, I mean, the way I do my visualizations, I'm not even gonna give it away because folk be watching me. They be like, "Oh, I want to do what she do." I'm not gonna give it away, but I'm basically shifting the reality for you. You are okay. So when you get witchcraft services done, that means that you don't live in a world where black people are on the bottom of the totem pole. You don't live in a world where blah, blah, blah. Stop saying that. When you say those words or spells, you are literally speaking against the reality that you do want to live in. And a lot of y'all will speak that and you will speak that into existence, and you're actually affirming that that's the world that you live in. When in reality, I'm sorry, I know the Misery Machine just put up a new video. I'm going to watch it in a minute. Am I going to sit here and say I live in a world where somebody throws their children from a Paris Eiffel Tower window? No, I'm not going to say that. You can say anything else to express your empathy. Don't say that. Because basically, even though we all know that most people are not going to throw their child from a fucking window. So it doesn't mean that you're going to do it, or that doesn't mean that, but it will affect you in other ways negatively. Because unfortunately, people that do things like that, they are in their own world. Unfortunately, people that get killed, they are in their own world. So I am basically recreating your earth. Do you understand me? You can pull those things into you, that negativity, and you don't need it. You don't need that. Now, here's a big one. Stop saying Jesus. You know, when it's a frustrating moment, right? When it's a frustrating moment, like I've been out of that habit for years. A lot of people do that. First of all, to call out Jesus's name, you're doing it in vain. What does that really mean? My aunties and grandma used to, you know, I like when the elders would tell you in the family, don't call out Jesus's name in vain. When you call out Jesus's name in vain, you are actually inviting that energy in, right? So it's not in a good way, though. You're actually speaking Jesus's name in vain, right? If you're going to have anything to do with that religion, you have to tithe and you have to do what that God tells you to do, okay? And most of y'all can't even do something simple as to not say something against yourself. So it's not that I'm saying that you should be disciplined so that you can be good enough to be in religion, because that's not the case. I'm not saying that. Please be careful with the way that you speak. This is an instruction that you must follow. Stop saying that. You are actually creating it. Then also, it's not about what you're speaking, it's about what you're envisioning. Now, I can take away your free will and your freedom of thought, but do you really want that? So that's why a lot of y'all be like, y'all, you need to work on yourself. Y'all just want a result, right? And we can get you results, but it's not going to happen when all you do is think and speak negativity, even if you're around a bunch of negative people. You don't speak the same thing. Now, I will tell you that for your enemies and adversaries, okay? Your adversaries that are affecting you in ways that can really hurt you, okay? If you want to say things like, because I'm going to tell you something, a big bad thing is when an enemy or an adversary is messing with your paper, okay? Because that, my friend, uh-uh. Okay. So it's okay for you to say, you know what, I wish that motherfucker would just go ahead and just disappear. You know, that's okay, to be honest with you. Because you're saying to yourself, my life is more important than that person. Do not get caught up in the being the sacrificial lamb. No, you don't want that. Stop saying things like that. Totally will delay your work. You know, when you guys are saying stuff like that, when you give up, now the whole thing, you look at the news and you say, I live in a world where so and so and so. You don't even know if that news was fake. You don't want to say you live in that world. You don't want to do that. You can say, God damn, that's fucked up. You can say, damn, I'm sorry that happened to them people. You can say, fuck, man, what the hell? Like, God, rest in peace. But to say that you live in that world, that means that you're accepting it as a reality. That means that you're pulling that into you, especially if you're speaking against the very same spell work that you came to me for. Also, another thing, when I'm doing love reunion work for you, when I'm doing work on anybody, stop saying negative things to your loved ones. If you love a man and you're trying to get back with him, don't say he crazy. He weak minded though. He this, he that. You're working against the work. You keep speaking it, that's what he's going to be. Exactly that. Because that's what you're bringing into your reality. So watch your mouth. And then also, a lot of y'all come from a shamanic background. Y'all just, it's a lot of y'all that have that in y'all blood. Y'all got to be careful thinking negative thoughts. Do y'all know that I never think negative thoughts unless it's vengeance on my enemies? I never think negative thoughts. You know what? Let me tell you something. If I think a negative thought, I rewind it and I replace it with a fucking positive thought. Okay? Because I'm a shaman and I know that my thoughts and my visions, and I ain't had to do that because I used to have to do that a lot. I ain't had to do that in a while. Okay? Watch the way you're thinking. And I know you're thinking, well, Jamila, what am I coming to you for if I got to do all that? I'm not, I mean, you just going to continue to be delayed, especially calling out Jesus's name. And Jesus never said that you couldn't practice witchcraft. He may have agreed to with his father, he had to, I guess. But he never said, to you personally, don't practice witchcraft. So let all that go. Let all that, y'all got to stop that. Okay? You don't ever speak that way, especially the biggest, baddest one is, I live in a world. You know what? I live in a world where all things are possible. I live in a world of miracles. I live in a world of love. I live in a world where I'm constantly winning. I live in a world where I'm wealthy. I live in a world where I do what the fuck I want to do. I live in a fucking world that's fair and just. I live in a world where all my enemies have to face my fucking wrath if they don't get the fuck up out of my motherfucking face. I live in a world where what? I live in a world positive things. You don't see nothing negative and say and see empaths got to be careful with doing that too, because empaths, even if you're not a shaman, you're very close to shamanism. It's very similar. And a lot of y'all will go to despair. Don't let other people and what they do. I know. Listen. I'm gonna tell y'all something. When I first started my spiritual journey and my ascension, I was back in Kansas City, Missouri, and I would just stay up all night crying over the things that were happening that I would see on the news. Little babies being fucking beaten to death. That shit is awful. I used to cry, like I'm telling you, for like a month straight, and thank the gods that I had a Section 8 voucher. I was working a job, a work from home job, but thank God I had help with my rent because I went through an entire month of just tears and crying and looking at these videos of these precious babies. And I still love those babies. And you know what? I claim sovereignty over their reality to where the babies will be saved. Because that's fucked up what they doing in their reality. Their reality is fucked up, whoever doing that to them babies. Little children, women being thrown in oh man, it's awful. But you don't bring that into your utopia. Empathic people can be very self-sabotaging because you feel so much empathy for another situation that you're willing to go there with them. And I I understand loving somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like I was saying earlier that, you know, I would be broken if something were to happen to, that's why I don't never speak nothing negatively against him. I don't. I think positive thoughts about him. I send him healing energy. Of course, I do that for my children and grandchildren, but I do that for him too. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I know it ain't shit gonna happen to him. I know ain't nothing gonna happen to him because I got him covered with my protection. You know what I'm saying? Um, and you also gotta have faith and believe in what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of y'all, your empathism will start to hurt you, and it's hard. It's hard. It is. I know. But you know what? You don't want to look up 10 or 20 years from now and realize this, and then you'll be feeling like it's too late. Okay? So pray for those people. Wish them the best. Send them healing energy. Do not ever say that you live in the world that they live in. And that's sad, isn't it? How a mother will bring her child into this world and hurt the child. I think that's the worst thing. When you see mothers and fathers bringing their children into this world and they don't look out for them and they don't do what's best for them and they don't give a damn. That's very horrible. But you know what? You got children and you care about your children. You got loved ones that you care about. You have to deal with them. Hey, Adam. Yeah, you gotta you listen. You have a responsibility to yourself, and you can't change that unless you're gonna, come to get some training with me, and then you can go travel to other worlds and be like a superhero. You can do that too. But when you accept that as an inevitability, okay, and you are proclaiming what happens in your world, or if you're just speaking negatively, okay, don't make my job harder on me. Okay, please don't. Because what'll happen is that you'll speak that negative stuff or you'll think the negative stuff. And see, a lot of y'all have a lot of free will, which is good. It's good to have free will. But a lot of people, their free will is actually very dangerous to them. And there have been plenty of times, I'm going to tell you something. There have been plenty of times where I have had to literally take away somebody's free will. And you know what? I didn't like doing it, but I did it to save their life. I did it to help them. Okay. So some of y'all are willfully blocking yourselves by saying and thinking certain things. And I can put it in the spell work all day long. You got to pay me extra though. This person's negative thoughts will not interfere with this work. What are you trying to make extra work for me? You already know that the spells are going to work. You come to a witch is going to work. I know that there's the adversarial energy that try to make it look like my spells don't work, but that don't have nothing to do with you. They in their own world. They in another world. They ain't even in my utopia. Okay, they not in your utopia. I call it utopia. I like that word. hmm Okay, we got these portals open today. I don't know why they keep saying that. Portals are always open. Okay, but it's a heavy day of manifestation day. Okay. And then, of course, there is the law of attraction, which is what you take in. You want to stay away from as much negativity as possible. You don't want to take that stuff into your consciousness. Sure, I will. Sure, Adam. I I sure will. Not today, though. I gotta go. I just wanted to tell y'all that real quick. Please stop doing that. Okay? Sure. I will definitely pin cushion that. And we'll talk about that. I especially want to tell y'all about that time I did take a trip to Saturn. I go up in the outer space all the time. Hmm. Okay. I will, Adam. I will. I definitely will. All right. Y'all have a beautiful Monday. Okay. Watch when you stop speaking and thinking negatively how quickly things will come. It'll come in that day. That's what I'll be telling you. I'll be like, how long does it take? Either that day, could be today. Could be today. You know what I mean? All right, guys. I'll see y'all later. Oh, and if you're having trouble with that, then I can work on your chakras, cleansing the chakras and balancing them. Okay? All right, guys. Blessings to y'all. Bye bye.